You see this? It tells us that the bull market is just getting started and that Bitcoin could be at $60,000 in just the next few days. If this happens, there's going to be explosive moves across crypto, and particularly right now, one narrative that is rising above. GameFi is exploding, but there's a few projects that haven't yet made those moves. If you want to catch what they are, then you better make sure you stick around to the end of this video. So hit the like button. Let's get into today's video. Now, what is this chart showing us? Well, guys, if you're subscribed to the channel, you probably know by now, because since the start of last year, I've been telling you that global liquidity is what drives bull markets. And no, I'm not some economics master. I literally watched Raoul Pal talking about this back in 2022. Other people have since cottoned on to this and are now starting to talk about it as well. But I like to think I was one of the first to copy him. Now, what is global liquidity? I hear you cry. Well, it's money. And as we look at this chart, you can see that back at the start of the last bull market, which was the bottom of that COVID dip, you will see that we went from the red part to the green part. Notably, some big, disastrous event happens at the bottom of the global liquidity markets, or in crypto markets. Notice the bottom of the last liquidity disaster was around when FTX went under. Interesting, isn't it? And then since then, we've been in a bull market. And why is this so important? Well, because if you can ignore all the other noise and the ups and downs and the other crazy looking YouTube thumbnails, then you'll understand that simply money goes into the market, money goes out the market every 4 years. And here you can see it, global M2 of money, okay? Money is kind of going up and down in the ecosystem all the time. And when it spikes up, you have big bull markets. And when it comes back down a bit, you have bear markets. And then it starts to increase. And you can see all the time it's coming in and out of the market. So what? What does this really mean? And I'll give you an example. I did tell this story the other day, but it's a cracker. So you can listen again. I went for a haircut, down in the city of Bath in the UK. And I started talking to the barber about crypto. And he told me he wasn't really in the market right now. But during the last market, the last bull market, he got in towards when Bitcoin was around 40 or 50K. And he said, I got into the market because, the government gave me a big grant for paying my rent for the business and, just improving the business. What was that? I hear you cry. Well, the government was injecting liquidity back into the economy. And what did he do with it? This guy, told me that he put it into Bitcoin and he put it into crypto. And I was like, wow, that's how liquidity works. Okay. And I understand now why liquidity directly links back into crypto. And that was a fortunate example. The one bloke who I actually talked to in the week, because most of the time I'm sat on my own making videos, happened to give me the perfect example. So what? Okay, I'm rambling. I know, I go on a bit. But the money is moving into the market right now. We've seen China just inject $170 billion. And that's exciting. We now know that we got Hong Kong opening up its kind of trading of crypto. So a lot of big money in China is going to be moving its money cross-border into Hong Kong to be able to trade. We've got the US in an election year. We know that they're stimulating the economy in order to make it feel like everything's rosy, like the kind of economic situation in the country is getting better. This is happening in the UK. It's happening in other countries. This money eventually finds itself back in the markets. People are happier to take bigger risks because they've got more money in their pocket. They go towards crypto. And this is what the result is. This is from El Crypto Prof, and who should by now probably be giving me commissions for shouting him out. But, but fair enough, he's probably earned it. You can see every time we hit that kind of second shoulder of the bear market high. Okay, so we have the top of the bull market. We go into a bear market. We put in a shoulder, crash back down. You can see we are now destined to be heading towards $60,000. And here you can see how, okay, because yeah, there's a few areas of resistance and we might be getting stuck around here for a little bit. Who knows exactly how long, but it does anticipate that you'll probably move towards that next shoulder somewhere up around here, okay? 59,484, 60,000 bucks, okay? The next high above that is the all-time high for Bitcoin. So forget about this stuff with the halving and all this other bits and pieces, okay? It doesn't really matter. Ultimately, the liquidity market is driving through. So yeah, it might feel like this has come early, but it would always feel like it's come early for those people who are scared to take the dip when it was down here. Because there's a lot of people who are subscribed to Ben Cowan and Gareth Soloway's channels. Oops. But if you're subscribed to my channel, then you would have known it was the bottom and you would have been catching all those crazy moves. Okay, so if Bitcoin increases to around 60K, that tells us something important. It means there's a lot of money coming into crypto because of this. Bitcoin has just gone over the $1 trillion market cap, and that's ridiculously big. Because this down here next to the jet is what $1 trillion looks like. Okay, Jumbo Jet sat on a football pitch. You could fit $1 trillion of these stacks on that pitch. That's Bitcoin right now. Remember, if it goes up to like 60K, that's an increase of 20%, which is another like $200 billion. That money will then start to flow back into the crypto ecosystem. That's when you get ridiculous, like face-melting altcoin seasons. That's when we will be making, you know, crazy thumbnails because we're all pumped and excited. Pretty pumped and excited already. And maybe I have made a few of those thumbnails recently. But what can we see? Go to cryptobubbles.net. What we want to look for when Bitcoin's doing this is the ecosystems, the narratives that are moving. You might just look at that right now and be like, well, you know, it's a nice pretty picture of green, but I can't really see any patterns emerging. There's a few like, you know, Casper done well, okay? Solana's done all right. A few other layer ones doing all right. But there's a very key one. If we're looking at the big circles here, where we're seeing time and time again, some big circles pop up. Immutable X has had a killer time recently. Beam has had a killer time. Pith, you know, a bunch of these having a really good time. Why? IMX, Beam, GameFi narrative. GameFi narrative doing very well right now within a certain handful of those early movers. It's probably a better one in the GameFi space. So if those early GameFi movers are doing well right now, I'm going to tell you more about the other kind of GameFi areas that are doing well. I've also been banging the drum for Deepin. If you are subscribed, hopefully you are, because I talked last week about 4 Deepin projects that I think are going to blow up. Why are those ones so important? Well, I tell you this right now. They're in the compute space for Deepin. This is a cash, which is the current, like, you know, one that's available in that space, up 13x since its launch last year. And it's absolutely blowing up right now. So these early movers in Deepin, Render having a good week, Helium, okay? Lots of kind of Deepin narrative going on the move right now. But as I promised at the start of this video, today is more like focused towards the GameFi stuff. So, BeamX, Immutable X, like the bigger kind of infrastructure stuff for gaming is on the move. So where else are we going to look? Go back to our charts and have a look through GameFi projects right now. Prime is also absolutely exploding. I featured this back on the channel back last year. And if you were getting into that, then you would have also been blowing up, you know, nearly 300% since then. But we don't want to be buying into those coins that are now testing their all-time highs or already at all-time highs, do we? Because we're smarter than that. But what else? Well, look at CIDO, guys. CIDO had a very good start to its bull market in like November. And then it had a nice, good blow off top. Okay, this is why we don't buy those big pumps, because then you get stuck in this boring stuff forever. Look, from the start of that pump, that bottom down there to the top, it's had its 50% pullback, which is to this green line. It's actually gone underneath it. And now it's started to get moving again. And now what? It's just broken, literally today, back above this kind of red trend line. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few days, CIDO could start to move back towards these highs and beyond. Engine. Look at this, guys. No one really talked about Engine forever. Okay, they used to in the last bull market. It started to drop down. It's had a nice, perfect kind of breakout. It's come back to retest. Put in a double bottom. Now it's on the move again. Engine looks really exciting, really good. GameFi projects that are solid, that have been through this phase and are now looking to get moving again. They don't get featured very often on YouTube. Why? Because everyone's just degenerate. All they want to see is like the pumps and stuff. So you only get brought videos about stuff that are like pumping. You don't want those, okay? You want to think about what else is on the move. If that narrative of GameFi is going right now, people will take their profits from the likes of Beam, from the likes of Prime, etc. Maybe not right now, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in the next few days. Once they start to take those profits, they start to inject it into other GameFi ecosystems. Now, last week, I brought you a live stream, which if you were subscribed, you would have been able to catch a few coins that I was talking about. During that live stream, I told you about Kizuna, which is a meme coin built by Tao Betenza's AI system that's up 70% since that video. I told you about DToro, and since then, that's up nearly 54%. We talked about Auto Nolas, again up nearly 40%. If you were subscribed, guys, you would have been able to catch these moves. And I got something really exciting for you. Tomorrow, through one of our communities called The League, we're going to be running an absolutely free crypto masterclass, which is not happening on YouTube. And I got something really exciting for you. If you want to enter it, guys, just need to head down to the link down below and sign up. You'll then get an exclusive link and you'll be able to attend this free masterclass where you will be able to learn about all the new different coins that I am buying right now. Some coins that I anticipate doing hundreds of % in the next few weeks alone. This isn't something I do all the time, and there will be a limited number of spots, which I'll be sharing with my community as well, so make sure if you want to get in, you move fast. It should last around 45 minutes or an hour or so, and once you've signed up, you can keep that recording and watch it whenever you want. We'll not only be looking at new crypto coins, but also different secret methods to be finding killer tokens that I don't often talk about on YouTube. Now guys, things to be aware of right now. Bitcoin looking extremely exciting. And yes, you know, we're getting the hype and excitement, but we always need to have an air of caution, okay? Be a little bit cautious. When we're starting to see big moves in some of our favorite coins, don't be afraid to take profits off the table. Why? Well, you name it. Every coin that you might be looking at more recently that's been doing really well has had a good pullback at some point. ICP rallied all the way up here, then it pulled back nearly 45%. Casper had a great run that finished back in November. It pulled back around 51% and now is starting to run again. Casper looking quite good right now. Near Protocol had a very good run. Guess what? Pulls back nearly 47%. I'm not saying this is guaranteed to happen right now to any particular coin, but once you get like a sustained few days of very big moves like this, imagine if you've been making thousands and thousands of dollars. Good chances to take profits. Don't be afraid to take profits, and maybe you can redirect them into other coins after a bit of cool-off period. Nothing in this market is straight up. Nothing is different this time. Every coin makes people lots of money. People will take their money out. Now, guys, I'm glad to say that today's video is in partnership with My Lovely Planet, which is introducing a new Web3 game currently in a pre-sale. The team that is behind My Lovely Planet, they were also members of the early team behind Candy Crush, one of the world's, if not the world's biggest online game that's made billions of dollars in revenue. And that's very exciting because My Lovely Planet are also introducing a bunch of casual games like this, free-to-play casual games that will also be implementing play-to-earn features. The team is backed by some of the biggest names in gaming such as Ubisoft and Unity. They already have over 30,000 downloads for their games on App Store and Google Play, meaning that this is a project that's already gaining a revenue. They have an extremely professional and transparent team, and you can go and find out all about each of them down below. And importantly, when we're looking to invest in new projects, I want you to consider some things. My Lovely Planet is a long-term project. Our team is vested for 6 years. That means their team cannot pull out any funds for 6 years, which is great because this bull market top is going to come well before 6 years' time. They're looking at onboarding seamlessly lots of people into Web3. What would this look like? Well, imagine this. In the past, you may have played games like Candy Crush or Clash of the Clans or other games that require in-app purchases. Imagine if you were just doing that and interacting with these different games, but actually these were Web3 games. You were actually buying different tokens that were on the blockchain and you may not even know about it. This is how seamlessly you onboard people into crypto, and I think is the future of how crypto onboards the world's population. Now, this project is backed by Animoca Brands, which is the #1 venture capital fund for fueling GameFi and behind some of the biggest GameFi launches of the past. Now, something else I really like about this project is they're creating the games to build more awareness about protecting the environment. And they're hoping with 100 million players that they can plant 1 billion trees worldwide, clean around 1 million tons of plastics from the ocean and protect biodiversity. And that's because lots of the funds and things that they'll make from running this game can then be injected back into the environment, and lots of players can contribute to this by playing the different games, interacting with these different games. And this is something that lots of people around the world can definitely get behind. So considering all these different features, such as the team from Candy Crush, backed by Ubisoft and Animoca Brands and other big names in the space, with a working product with already tens of thousands of users, it does seem to me like it could be a good opportunity. Now, in order to go and buy tokens, you simply need to click on my link down below in the description because you will get 10% additional tokens if you do that. You can see the current price is $0.087 and the listing price will be $0.1. But this price is going to increase in the next few days, so if you want to get involved, then make sure you act fast. And remember, the extra 10% will mean that you should make yourself around 20% on launch by getting in this early. All you need to do is click on Buy Now, and you can see that you can come across to this page and you can use various different payment methods. Click on Buy MLC, select your country of residence, which mine is the UK right now. Say that you're over 18 if you are, obviously, and then just accept all of these. Now, you will have to conduct a KYC or know your customer, so make sure you are selecting your country of residence. Choose your payment method, and then you can see down below various different ones. You can pay on a card, pay with a bank transfer, etc. Pay with USDT might be my favorite. Continue. Now, all you need to do is you need to talk about the wallet that you are going to receive tokens in. Now, you need to basically fill in your wallet's public key. Okay, so the wallet that you make that payment with, you need to paste in here. This is because then they can track where the payments come from. and then you want to select how much money you want to put in. You can see for that, I will then receive 12,263 MEXC coins, and you can also do other things like add vesting, and you'll get an even bigger bonus as well. Vesting basically means that you'll be locked in over a period of time and your tokens will be released to you slowly. This is actually good because it allows the project to build rather than people selling off tokens. Now, once you've filled in your wallet address and all these other bits and pieces, you are good to go. And you'll receive a verification email from My Lovely Planet telling you the details of the tokens you bought and when you're likely to receive your tokens. Now, you can see there is a couple of rounds remaining, but the project itself will launch live in just the next couple of weeks. So make sure you're not missing out on that. Go to the link down below if you want 10% extra tokens. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, something slightly different from normal. If you did, hit the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, then make sure you subscribe and go across and get yourself into that league masterclass, guys. Don't miss out on that. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.